The knitters are here. Today is Saturday, September 28th, and this is our fourth podcast. I think technically fourth because we did the
little intro
too,
okay.
And we have Allison.
Yay.
You've heard of Allison before, and she is here. And today we want to recap all of our adventures on the Discovery Yarn Tour that has been occurring throughout the month of September here in Ohio, Northeast Ohio. And so we are going to cover day one for sure today. And let's get started.
We're just going to go through and we're going to do 3 videos, one for each day. So they will drop pretty close to each other. And that one, so that we don't overwhelm and have a horribly long video.
That's right. And
so we're just going to tape those all today.
There we go.
Yeah. And of course, if we had bought nothing, it'd be a very short video, but that's wrong.
Point. We bought plenty. They saw us coming.
Stuff. Yes.
So we've organized the podcast for today by each shop that we did on Saturday the 6th. So that was our first big adventure. And we are in the Medina, Ohio area, if you're familiar with that. So we decided not just to go to the shops here and there, but to make it a retreat.
Right.
So we mapped it out, Crystal, with her amazing ability.
And we kind of just
figured it out.
Figured it out.
So we did a little southern tour, ended up in Youngstown area. So that's the part we're going to cover today. And our first stop was in Canton, at the Artist Gallery.
Yep. That was what, North Canton?
North Canton. Yes. And I think that was
their free pattern was. Nope, that's the wrong table. Here it is.
This one.
The cabled bandana.
Oh, we're all going to be a little short to reach, I think.
I can reach it over there if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And just in case, I'll talk. The Artist Gallery Yarn Shop is 1142 South Main Street, North Canton, Ohio, 44720, in case anybody's interested in that shop. So I'll
and their website is
artistgalleryyarn.com.
Yeah,
artistgalleryyarn.com. So
okay.
And our purchases.
Okay.
What you got, Chris?
Dig deep.
What I got,
They had, I'll have to find this pattern, if you would, done in Ohio State colors, and it was so stinking cute that I went ahead and bought the yarn, and it's North Shore Prints by Cascade Yarn, and it's the red, black, and gray. And then I also bought, I don't like double points, I'm sorry. I just
If you'd knit socks, you'd become friendly with double
but
points.
you can buy those puppies.
You should totally learn how to do that.
You can buy those puppies. I sent you a picture of a whole wall of socks.
Well, you could pay us to do it, and then we can buy more yarn.
That could be
and
an
you'd
option.
be buying those puppies,
and I'd still be buying those puppies. Yeah,
And they'd be handmade.
that could be an option. But so I don't like. So for the crown of the hats, when they tell you to change it to double points, I go to 9-inch circulars. So whenever I see 9-inch circulars, I try to buy a size that I don't already have. So I got the Chowgu 9-inch size 6 on those. So that's what I got. Yeah.
And what was,
Artist Gallery.
before I forget, what was the premise of you had to spend a certain amount in order to get the free pattern that was
$10.
offered? $10?
$10 at every store for the passport. You spent $10,
They get
and
you
you
the
got
free pattern and the pin
and the pin, and
enter
it into that store's drawing.
for a gift
Passport pattern pin prize. They had the pins
Oh, the
at every
beads,
register.
yeah.
Yes,
and pay.
And the pay. They always forgot the pay part, though. There's a couple people, I'm like, you want my money? They're
Silly
like, oh,
girl.
I forgot. Yeah.
And after 5 stamps, I think you get to put
Into
a
it.
special ticket. 10 stamps, you get a special ticket. 15 stamps, all of the tickets, you get a grand prize. And if you did all the shops, you got an additional little project bag that was
It's a
similar.
drawing, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to knock my light over?
We have a cat wandering around that's very curious about this. I'm going to follow Crystal here because I'm afraid I'm going to forget how to say Chalgu, right? The Chalgu. My needles are not in the package because I bought the US size one to do my socks 2 at a time.
Good job.
So they're actually still have socks on
Wait, how
them.
can you do 2 at a time? What? Oh, you
I
did
got the
9 inch.
47.
You have a 47.
Yeah,
inch.
this
You're
thing
doing
is
like magic
Ooh,
loop.
no.
Magic loop, yeah.
So I
And they'll
have,
be available for sale to you later.
Perfect.
I'm going to confess here. I want to be a sock knitter.
Knitter.
Knicker. I want to be a sock knitter. I have to be careful
Better
to
than a sock
enunciate.
liquor.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it takes a long time, and I'm very product based. You know, like I want it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And-
why I don't knit socks, because there's as many stitches in a sock as in a full-size pullover.
Oh,
Cardigan.
thank you so much. See, that's why I don't knit
her.
socks. Perfect. Oh, Allison, I love you.
So I have a feeling these could potentially be the one and only pair of socks I make because I've been making them a long time.
So
His
You're
were
gonna have
different.
at
They were on
least-
bigger needles.
But
and-
you're gonna have at
so,
least 2 pairs.
two
of
pair,
socks
one
you
for
make.
each of us. So that was my purchase there, and then I have the free pattern as well. So that's my purchase.
Did you get anything there?
no,
Okay.
I actually didn't sign up for the yarn tour, but
No, but
I
You
met
just
these
joined.
guys in a coffee shop, and 10 minutes later they invited me to this thing. So I thought, okay, that sounds fun.
My husband's like, "Who? You invited some stranger to come spend the night with you guys?" Yeah, she's there.
There's 3 of us and 1 of her, and the
Right.
risk is on her
Right.
end.
So
Right.
somebody else in one of my other knitting groups that I go to used to be a detective, and she's saying like, you met those people and then you just went off with them. She's like, you're the kind
She-
we read about in the
she
morning
gets in
news
our car,
on Monday.
so it's not even like she had her own car.
No, so I bought very little on my trip because I'm trying to de-stash.
Well, and she was also looking for a particular
Yes.
yarn for a
Yes.
project that
Project
she's
she's
working on.
working
So everywhere we went,
But
she
I
was
think
looking.
these guys made up for it.
We did.
We pulled the weight.
we pulled our weight.
Darcy?
Kitty Cat is trying to attack all of my belongings that are just
I will
over
monitor
there,
Kitty Cat.
and the cat hates me.
She yelled at her because, well, she tried to eat Darcy's yarn.
I don't know why Darcy would even think about
Yeah.
yelling at her for
I
that.
don't
No,
know.
my dog could care less. I mean, whatever. So, anyways, they had a pattern. Of course, I didn't write it down. Of almost like a little bandana.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember?
Yes.
And it took 1 skein of Queensland yarn. So that's what I got. It's fine wool blend. It's kind of fuzzy.
You could probably call them
Plum.
and ask them what. Whoops.
It
Well,
into my
I do
coffee.
have the pattern. They told me what the pattern was, and I have it saved in Ravelry to get later. But
Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to see the lovely, lovely
Yeah.
shaded colors of that.
It is gorgeous.
But it is this really nice plum. It's kind of variegated. It's got different shades of plum, which is out of my comfort zone because it's not gray or mustard.
Right.
Well, if you decide you
brown.
don't like it.
Right. So that's what I got.
Nice.
So what did we think of that store?
It felt like going to your aunt's house in the sense, like if like there was a familiarity, like the people who go there, I
Right,
feel like
all knew each
their
other.
local yarn shop, I think
'Cause-
it's very comfortable for them to go
Right.
there.
They let you
and-
try on the model.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
I tried on 2 sweaters there. The Swancho was one of them. I can't remember the other one, but
And they had a huge table right when you walked in of
Very
people that were
friendly.
sitting there knitting. So they were very, very
They're
nice.
very friendly. Yeah.
yeah,
I definitely like them. Yeah. Very
felt
nice store.
welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's always
Very
good.
nice. Yeah. Definitely, if you go there, they're going to make you feel welcome.
Yes.
Felt like a good local yarn shop. The next stop was Bare Naked Wools, and that is in Canton as well. 211 15th Street Northwest. It's kind of a tricky entrance. It says that it's an entrance on Carmen Court. That's in Canton, Ohio. The webpage is barenakedwools.com. Sorry.
It was tricky to get
Yeah.
in there
It,
because you go up the street and we had to go around and come in the back
this was the
way
second
worth it.
time we've done
It
it,
was
and
on.
it is tricky.
because
This
we messed it up
shop-
the first time too.
We
didn't
did.
we?
We did. This shop basically is Ann Hansen's shop, and she is a very well-known designer, and her stuff is just absolutely gorgeous. Very little of her yarn has dyes to it,
Hence
hence
Bare Naked.
Bare Naked, and it's fine. All her yarns basically showcase her work, and it is a very lovely,
gorgeous.
lovely place to go.
Yeah, and I saw them first at the Great Lakes Fiber Fest last year. Walked in their booth, overwhelmed. I wanted all, so I can't decide. So I went on this day thinking I'm gonna buy when I get there. Same thing, overwhelmed. Everything's gorgeous, everything's beautiful. I did not buy anything there, but I know someday I will. I have bought a pattern from them in the past, but someday I will own a sweater made of their wool.
I bought 3 patterns there, which I forgot to bring.
But you'll probably remember them all.
But they're lovely.
Yeah. And anybody that I've ever talked to that does her patterns just rave about how gorgeous the work is, and definitely a designer that one of these days I'll get up the guts to do.
And she just released a new pattern that I definitely want to do.
That's the one that you
450
really wanted.
Dex. D-E-X.
It's
So
fingering weight,
check
isn't
that
it?
out. It is.
So socks or sweater. She's going sweater.
Same
And the
size.
shop is really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean,
adorable.
it's
It's tiny.
a tiny little shop, but she's got a
Well
lot packed in
organized.
there. I'm watching the cat.
And
Who's
they're
obsessed
very
with my
comfortable place to sit and knit, and
Yes.
it is a really nice store.
This was her pattern.
Oh, Walking in the
Walking
Shade was
in
her
the Shade.
pattern, yes.
That was the free
And
pattern you got
last
if you made
year-
a purchase.
Last year and this year she has coordinated with another dyer to do the colored yarn that goes in her free pattern.
Did you purchase?
I purchased her pattern,
That's
so
right.
I got mine.
I bought a kit.
So, oh, that's right.
Oh, you
I
got a
forgot.
kit.
Oh, that's
So
right.
So it
Yeah.
has
The
all these
cutest.
little tiny little
so cute.
skeins of yarn. And it's for a hat called Just Try Me Cap.
And that is an adorable cap.
So it's a men's hat, and the hubs is unsure if it's
The yarn.
Oh, sorry.
for him or not. So it might end up in the shop.
Am I doing those at the right?
But it's cute.
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
She's posing.
I think that's all I got. Yeah, I'm pretty
think
sure
so,
that's all
yeah.
I got. Yeah.
Okay. So
Alright.
next was Farmhouse Yarns. No, Knitwit.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's
Knitwit.
right. That was a little bit of a drive away from Canton in Salem, Ohio. And I don't see a webpage listed. I'm sure they have one, but it's 645 East State Street, Salem, Ohio. Wit Knits.
It's in a little
It's like in a plaza mall.
that's in an old
It's old.
old factory type building that they've made into shopping.
Right. It
you
looks
know,
like they're
and
starting
it
to
looks
renovate.
really cool. It was
Yeah.
in
A lot of potential in that town.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Looks like it's up and coming, kind of a town that kind of went on a down curve and is probably building things
Building
back
back
up. There are a
up.
lot of cute
Mhm.
shops,
Right.
cute restaurants. It wasn't willing to drive to Salem, Ohio.
Or if you're in that area,
Yeah, it's a nice little community. There's lots to do. It's a pretty big yarn shop.
it really is.
It
yeah,
really is.
nice big table for knitting
Right in the
up front. And you kind of have to explore a little bit because you have to go around the corner and check out the rest of the stuff that's in there. It's really a lot to offer there.
Yeah.
What did you guys got?
Yeah, we're kind
We
of
both-
twinsies on that.
Yeah, we
Yes.
both got the
It's
Barocco pattern portfolio books.
They had some really nice sweaters in there and just beautiful knits.
Volume 1, I've got 2.
Which I'm sure we'll be switching.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, I like that sweater.
I know, there's some really cute things in here.
So, always good to have some go-to sweaters. And I like a pattern book. I mean, I don't want to start collecting them because Ravelry's so great to keep all the patterns tucked away.
Wait,
but
I'm
sometimes-
volume 1, you're volume 2.
I was going to say, when I saw that sweater on the back, I'm like, I thought I bought that
Yeah.
one.
Because I'm looking at it, wait, I'm like, where are the little weird sweaters that I like?
Yeah, this one's mine. I'm going to put my name in it.
Yeah. I'm just going to
You
look
better,
mine.
because she'll just.
That's right.
It'll be forever mine.
And their free pattern was a drunken cable bookworm shawl. And it was really interesting. From the front, it looked like a cable knit cardigan.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
only
just
goes
a
like to your
yeah.
shoulder blades in the back.
Right.
Yeah, it goes around the neck, so it's not bulky around when you're leaning against whatever rocking chair, couch, whatever, and it's just all nice and warm right
And
here.
I think it has pockets,
Mhm.
so the idea was you could keep whatever little notions you need right there.
You
as
can
you're
lose all your stitch markers in them.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
instead of in the car.
Oh, that one's yours. Is it?
Yes.
Yes, because there's another one.
This is
Oh.
mine. Yep. Or that one's yours?
All right. Well, mine, I pulled mine out. So it's
Okay,
one
then
of
that
those.
one's yours.
Okay. All right. So our next stop, I'm going to really try to be calm about because I don't want to show favoritism. I love the farmhouse.
We all
my
love
gosh.
the farmhouse.
Farmhouse Yarns was one of the new
New ones.
stores on the tour, and they've only been open for about, 6 months?
Yes. And it's almost in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's like really close to Pennsylvania.
Sorry, Mom, I was really close to you, but I didn't come over.
And these ladies were just delightful.
They were. They were
Very
truly
helpful.
delightful.
Yeah.
So
They've got
amazing.
great plans for the place.
They were just as yarn crazy as we are.
Their names are Deneen and Connie. Deneen. So sorry, Deneen. I apologize. Amazing, welcoming ladies. Beautiful shop. Great location. Sometimes, like, I kept finding myself walking through the shop going, why is this so far away? And then I'm going,
think we
thank
even-
goodness it's so far away because I
Right.
could do some major damage
I
in
think
there.
you and I even kind of like ran into one of the rooms because it's a house
Oh, yeah.
that they converted into a yarn shop. So like a bedroom had other things in it, and then this other room had. And Jen and I were like elbowing trying to get into one of those spots.
And their main room, it has a big farmhouse, like a
Yeah.
table. It's got a fireplace, if I
Fireplace,
remember
yes.
correctly.
Yes, it did.
Had little chairs in the corner. I mean, it was just you
cute.
wanted to sit and stay, and they were so welcoming
And
too.
we'd like them to do it as a B&B. Like for
Yes.
years.
Because we
Yes.
want to come and stay.
Yes.
forever.
Yeah.
And they did invite us to come and do a podcast
Yeah.
sometime.
Yes.
So this may happen.
Maybe
Yeah.
over the winter we'll venture out that way
Yeah.
and spend the day at the farmhouse.
Maybe
Yes.
let us B&B there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay! But their location is 14395 Youngstown, Pittsburgh Road, Petersburg, Ohio 44454. The website is farmhouseyarn.com. Amazing shop. And just looking at their regular store hours, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 10 to 5, Wednesday, 10 to 8, because I really want you to go there.
Mm-hmm.
The other shops were great. I loved them.
Yeah.
There was something about this shop
Right.
that just...
We just kind of clicked with their
Yeah.
owners, and it was
Yeah, they were
really
so enthusiastic.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
and-
catchy vibe, yeah.
And a beautiful. When you looked out the back windows, or when you were walking up, there was just a beautiful view, and there's a swing there, and it's like, oh, I want to sit there.
Because
and
it was sort of
knit.
like on the top of a hill,
Yeah,
and it overlooked the Green Valley. So
it was just a really,
Now,
really
were
lovely
those
place.
alpacas their own?
I think
that's
so
right.
because the yarn that I purchased is their own, from what
Right, so I
I
think they
understood
have
to
their
be
own
their
alpacas.
own alpacas.
We were there on Friday, and on Saturday they were going to bring alpacas in, petting zoo type thing.
right.
And it was their own alpacas that they were bringing in that day. So, and I don't think
So
we
go see
mentioned,
them.
we took a lot of pictures,
Hmm.
and in one way or another, they're going to be interspersed
get 'em in
amongst
here.
this. So you will get to see pictures of each store that we. If we didn't take pictures of it, it wasn't because we didn't like it. It's because we got so excited by the
Excited.
yarn fumes
Right.
that we forgot.
Yes. Or we were really hungry.
Yeah.
Or we were really hungry.
We were just... had
Or
changed
needed
our
coffee.
Yeah.
Or needed coffee. Yeah,
Yes,
that could have been another
all of
one.
the
Yeah.
above.
Yeah. So what did?
What did you get?
Kit, a squishy kit.
Mm.
So
That's right.
their pattern was called Seeds of Kindness.
Which is very dark, and you're not going to be able to see it too well. But
Well, we just need the name in the picture versus
So-
the pattern.
Here are the two colors that the kit I chose. And what was super amazing about them is there was a color in the kit that wasn't technically my favorite. And they're like, oh, just switch it out. I think what it was is it was more of
More
this
of
and
that.
only one of this. Because there's 3 skeins of this, DK, and 1 skein of this. And it was reversed. And I kept, gotta
Right.
love this color. And it's a poncho, which I haven't done a poncho yet. And I keep wanting to do a poncho. And
She
so
didn't want that. She just wanted
she
mustard.
easily said, well, let's just switch it out. So I just was so impressed with that they were willing to kind of play around with colors. And I am really looking forward to making this one. So, but yeah,
And
DK
that's
weight.
Manos to your gray, so
Yeah.
that's nice stuff. Silk
So-
blend.
Oh my gosh. Fun.
Squishy.
So that was my purchase at the farmhouse. How about you guys?
I fell in love. They had this wall of cowls, this Erica cowl, and there were like 5 or 6 of them in different colors, and I just fell in love with it. And so I bought the Barocco Estiva in this blue,
It's
and
like
it
a
gets
ribbon.
it's like a
Yeah.
ribbon,
It's like a ribbon.
and it gets lighter in the center, so the top can be lighter and the fringe can be dark, or vice versa, depending on if I pull from the center or if I pull from the outside. And
Oh, it's
so-
like a gradient. In
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's very cool. So I'm looking forward to doing this one.
They had some of their own designs there. Not
Oh,
very many, but
yes.
they had some of their own
This
designs.
one I think is their.
Yes.
And one of the things they had up on the wall was kind of like a poncho thing with some
Poncho.
lace at the bottom.
Yes.
And even though I don't wear ponchos, I still bought the pattern,
Mm,
which of course
it
I
was
didn't
beautiful.
bring, but you know,
Wow.
it's
I
beautiful.
wear
neck? Did
ponchos.
it have like a turtleneck?
Pardon?
I wear ponchos.
Sure, you just give me that yarn, and
But-
maybe I'll knit it for you.
This is what I bought, and it's their 100% sport weight alpaca.
100% squish weight.
Oh my gosh! And it's gray. Look
Is
at
it
how
named after the
pretty.
alpaca, or does it have a special name? Because sometimes they name them after the alpacas.
Color Alameda,
Okay.
Don't know.
but made in Ohio.
How cool.
Go Ohio.
100%
Ohio
Ohio
has more
grown
alpaca
alpaca.
farms than any other state.
Yep.
Wow.
Who would have
Unison.
thought?
One of you owes me coffee.
We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
That's what I got. I don't know what
Alright.
I'm gonna make with it yet, but
But we are
It's-
coming back. So
I wanted their yarn.
So farmhouse, if you're watching this, don't take that as a threat. We're coming.
We're coming.
And then you can say the knitters are here.
That's right. Yes. We are gonna just walk in and take over.
That's right.
So everyone set for the farmhouse?
yes.
Okay. Our next stop was the Flaming Ice Cube in Boardman, Ohio. They have a web page, flamingicecube.com. They've got some changes going on in their shop, so watch them on Instagram. Stay up to date on any changes. There's
We're
something.
not really sure.
Yeah. If
They have a vegan cafe
smelled
that's
amazing. when we
in
walked in.
the front, and then the yarn shop goes into the back, and it looks like the cafe is closing. We're not 100% sure about the rest of the shop, and that's not quite clear yet. So they have 2 Instagram pages. One is the Flaming Ice Cube, and one is the Flaming Ice Cube Knits. So, and it might just be Flaming Ice
Right,
Cube
because I
and
didn't
Flaming
know
Ice
that
Cube
there were
Knits.
2 separate Instagram accounts,
Right.
one for the cafe and one for
So-
the knitting, until
Flaming
We were
Ice
looking
Cube
at it
Knits
yesterday.
does not have the picture saying that it's closing, but Flaming Ice Cube does.
Cafe,
So the cafe does.
So
So
we
we're not
assume-
quite sure about this. We're hoping that the gift shop and yarn store stays open, because
we like
I
it.
really like that place a lot.
And they have lots of nice gifty things.
They
Yes.
do. They have a lot of a nice variety, nice amount of yarn,
Right.
but a lot of really nice gifty things.
Right, because they had like teas, essential oils, different
Clothes.
handmade soaps, clothes, leggings.
Allison bought the tank top that I bought last year.
Yes, it was well recommended.
It was very well recommended.
This
it has
is actually
pockets.
for my daughter for Christmas because she likes things
So
with
hopefully your daughter
pockets.
doesn't watch this.
Nah, she won't.
I love shirts with pockets. So, and
Look at
this
the lines
is
on that.
one of
That's
my
really
favorites.
sweet. So soft.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite pieces of clothing. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
I think at that point in the day,
We were tired. That was towards the end.
Yeah, this was our last stop for Friday.
Mm-mm.
No,
No,
we had,
we
we
had
had
two-
two more.
We
See,
had
the-
2
oh my gosh,
more
two
to
more.
go, and by then
I think we needed lunch or something.
we
Yeah,
ate-
that's what it was. We
we
needed
went there
lunch.
before lunch or after lunch.
Oh no, we went there after lunch.
After
So I was on
lunch.
a food coma
Yeah.
at that point. I think.
Whatever.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
We
bought
weren't
leggings.
running on all cylinders.
Yeah,
Right.
I bought leggings that are super soft, and it's exactly what I needed. So, but their pattern for the yarn tour was called the Sky Hat, and it was a mohair and I don't remember the other one blend, and super cute combinations of mohair and yarn, and the matching little pom pom on top. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get it, because the colors were out of my wheelhouse, and I wish I would have just gotten them, because I'm regretting not getting that one. So how about you guys? What did you purchase?
I got a yarn bag.
The
Because that was
best.
part of my is I was more
She was on a
trying to
mission.
find project bags, like large sweater-sized project bags, which I didn't find any that big. But I did find this one.
The best.
Doctor Who. The TARDIS is on there, and it was on their
I
clearance
was
rack.
just saying, it was on clearance.
I
How cool
know.
is that? That is a great
It
bag.
is the cutest little bag, so
It was
that's
waiting
what
for
I got.
you.
I got that, and I got some essential oil roller.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
got
right.
one of those.
Yeah.
And I put mine back. I had the patchouli one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe not. I got lavender, and she wore the patchouli all day. I'm like, why didn't I get patchouli? I had major regrets at that shop. I should have just gone.
And every
with my
time
first
she's like,
instinct.
oh,
I would
patchouli,
want that
I
the
would get it
next
out
day.
and roll it on some more just to make it feel bad.
She did. She did.
I bought,
Love
they
that.
had a model of the worm, W-U-R-M hat, and I bought the Cascade Superwash Wave yarn to go with that. The pattern calls
greens.
for 2 skeins, but they did only 1 skein and only did 1 repeat instead of 10, and I really liked the way the model fit on the head that they had there. I don't know whose it was.
Someone lost their head there.
Somebody lost their head there.
Maybe that's
So
what
we
I
went back
got.
the next day so I could make sure
Oh yeah, we did go back.
that I had read that
And-
correctly. But yeah, so that was my purchase there. And last year I got that tank top and her leggings.
There we go.
So,
As I said, well recommended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody there.
It really,
Yeah.
Really is.
there was.
and
And it
their leggings, oh my gosh, are those like so soft, like butter,
really nice.
like butter.
Black butter.
So our next stop was Gwen, Erin Natural Fibers, and that was in Hubbard, Ohio. Their webpage is gwenerin.com. So address is 44 North Main Street, Hubbard, Ohio 44425. Adorable shop.
Adorable. And Gwen is adorable.
Yes. Yes. And once again, you walk in, super welcoming, really
She does
pretty.
her own hand
Yep.
spinning. She's got her own yarns there that she does.
Which I got
Not a
one for
large
yours.
selection.
It's not large, but she does have a big area where the
Quality.
spinners get together and they spin. So.
Go with yours because that is just gorgeous.
Isn't this gorgeous? It's called Enid. It's her DK weight. It is just beautiful pops of color in there. I'm really looking forward to knitting with it. This was one of the few purchases I made where I didn't have something in mind when I bought it.
That's all my purchases.
I tried really hard not to do that this year because last year it was one of those, I love it, I want it, I love it, I want it. So I tried to be a little more mindful of what I was going to do with this, and this, it just kept calling to me, so I had to have it. And there was something else that I purchased that may be a Christmas gift for a little girl in college. So
say.
who will probably be watching this, so she
Hi,
doesn't get to
Sierra.
see it. Hi, Sierra. So it's not being shown today. I'm sorry, but it's really cute.
And their pattern with the tour with Summer Ends Knits.
Really cute.
Yes. Now, I did not purchase yarn there. I felt the same kind of overwhelming feeling when I'm in Bare Naked, that it's such quality. I'm saying this because I don't mean to cancel out any other stores.
Right.
But I think when it comes to Bare Naked and to Gwen Erin, like, you really need to have a project in mind
Yes.
because it's such
It's pricey.
beautiful yarn. It has a
It's
higher
good
price
quality.
point. Yes.
But you have to know what you want.
But it's so nice to know that these shops exist
Right.
because, you know, I'm always up for a road trip, and, you know, when I find that pattern and I know that yarn's there, I'm in the car. I'm on my way. Now, my purchase was a Katrinkles brioche because for the past year and a half I keep saying I want to learn to brioche, and I found a cute little stitch marker, progress keeper, #whip. So those were my 2 purchases at Gwen Erin's. Or Gwen Erin. There's no plural.
And I bought the Gwen Erin's little, from Katrinkos, also the little weight calculator thing.
I
So you
want to
just
get one of
place your
those.
line of
I like that.
yarn across that and judge what weight it is. And then she has her little emblem on the back, which I kind of like because I like wood things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice Katrinkle item. So, all right.
I got a project bag.
Shocking.
But look how cute it is!
It is very cute. With a zipper.
And I kept thinking, why am I so drawn to that? Why? Well, then I pulled out our pattern for Novelli,
That's what
and
it
she's
is.
holding this bag, so that must be why.
Okay.
So yeah, I got that, and I got this pin
Oh.
called says Yarn Snob.
No.
I'm not that.
Not us. No.
Not after that comment that I just said, like, I can't buy the yarn until I know what I'm going to make
Right.
with it.
So that's what I got. I like collecting pins.
And at that point in the day, we were like in the Indy 500 car.
Right, because we were nearing 5 o'clock, which is
Oh.
when all the shops are done.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to get from, where were we? Where was
Hubbard
Gwen?
all the way over to...
Is it Niles?
Hold on.
I
I
think
think
you're
she's at
right.
the end. Niles, Ohio.
Niles.
Which isn't that far, but it
No,
was
but-
far enough that it
And
was
it was
like
a Friday, so traffic was heavier.
So it was called, the store we were heading to last is Yarn Works Ltd, 815 Youngstown Warren Road, Suite 12, Niles, Ohio. Let's see yarnworksshop.com. So there is a webpage. We walked in, we're like, oh, we've got like
'Cause
5 minutes.
It was
and she's
literally
like,
like,
oh, no, you don't.
4:58.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And Cheryl was like, "Oh,
Take your time.
it's fine. It's not a problem."
It was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
So-
She
She
was
hung
very
out.
A little
sweet.
shopping center.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It
Yeah,
was.
she hung out with
She was
us for
very
a while.
nice.
I think we were in there for
Super
probably a good
fun.
20 minutes, half hour.
She was so welcoming. We wanted
And
to
she
kind of just
didn't
sit.
mind.
Yeah.
So we had to be really careful about that.
And her stamp is a cup of coffee. It is so
Which is
stinking
cute.
cute.
From the person who really doesn't like
Who
coffee.
Yeah.
doesn't really like coffee?
So,
Well,
Yeah.
I got another project bag, which I'm currently using.
Oh, and it's adorable.
So it's this little bag, but what I really like about it is that when I'm using it, I fold the zippered part over, so it sits up all nice.
Oh, nice.
good structure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
And-
like the bead detail
Yeah.
on
And she
it.
Yeah.
hates this color.
Yeah.
So.
It's more orangey than I'm used to, but if you look what's inside, it's definitely mustard.
I really love that detail work of the zipper.
I like the
It's all,
orange.
yeah, look at that sweet little pull.
Yeah,
And the
little
handle.
charm in the
Yeah.
handle. So yeah, I'm
Love
currently
it.
using it.
So I've always wanted minis. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I just never can choose minis. But when, I'm sorry, this is a crinkly package. I'm going to be very careful with it. But Tina's Twisted Fibers. And I had purchased a skein from her at
Bracken
Moss at the last
which
year's.
is now
yes.
the tour this year.
And so I liked that yarn, and when I saw this combination, I'm like, that does it. I want to do something with minis. So it's called Twisted and Wild, Charcoal Gray, Wolfpack Sand, and Arctic Fox. And so that was the mini pack I got. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it at this time. The yarn pattern that was the free pattern is the Ocean Tunisian Cow. And that was exciting because that, as brioche, is on my list of wanting to learn how to do, is that Tunisian, because it's actually
Me too.
crochet, right?
Is it?
Is
That's her crochet,
Crochet.
pattern, and this is her knit pattern. The
Okay.
hose and strings.
Oh, I got the crochet pattern. I don't even think
Okay.
I want
paid
to learn
much
how to do
attention
the
to that.
Tunisian crochet. I don't think it's very hard. I just think it takes a different kind of hook.
And luckily, our local yarn shop, Black Locust, they're experts at Tunisian and at brioche. So,
yeah,
we
she's
just have to
willing
get
to
over
teach
there.
us, yes.
Yeah. So that was my purchase at Yarn Works.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that Tunisian or brioche? Did I miss
This
that?
is Tunisian.
Okay.
Yeah, earlier I was talking about brioche.
Okay.
So
So Allison and I both kind of fell in love with the same
Succumbed.
pattern that was it. She had a model of it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I really like this. I really
Yeah,
like
they were
this.
over in the corner, like talking to each other
We
like
lost
crazy.
'em.
And so I got two, and
That
so
green.
did Allison. And Allison has actually finished one of hers.
So this is pendenza, and that was the pendenza cowl, and it just takes one skein, and has this lovely variation in colors, which is really hard to see when it's all bound up.
And the funny part was
Go ahead.
was it you that with this one you picked up two that you really liked, and one was just reversed of the other one.
Yes.
And I did the
Oh,
same thing
yeah.
with this green. I picked up one that was more yellow on the outside and green on the inside.
So it shows
And
we're
I look
consistent.
at the color number,
And
and
they're the
they're the
same.
same. It's like, well, I guess I really need to get this one
Yeah.
because
So here's
obviously I
mine
love it.
finished except for darning in. So it's a little
that
kind of
is
herringbone
so
stitch on the
much
back
Yeah.
of garter, and
Wow.
then my other one that I'm working on.
Those are beautiful.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Oh my gosh.
She was a very nice lady.
Very.
The weight of
Yes,
this
thank you, Cheryl.
is
We do
really
appreciate it.
lovely. It's like I can
Yes.
really imagine.
Yeah.
So it's just meant to
Nice
be a
and
little,
drapey too.
Oh my.
little necky thing.
Oh, I like how that lays. Very nice. Very nice.
So that was our first day.
That was it. That was
we
the
went
first
from
day.
there and we headed to a B&B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Oh.
found a cute house in Youngstown, and that
On
is the one
Airbnb.
thing I didn't write down was that information on where we stayed. Can anybody?
Lily's Estate.
Lily's Estate, there
and
it
her
is.
address is only available once you book.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you go onto Airbnb, look up Lily's Estate, and then she'll contact
In
you.
Youngstown.
Lovely little neighborhood. We were driving through, and it's like urban, and then all of a sudden we're like in this wooded park
Yeah,
kind of
right.
situation.
Park.
Very
Right by the
twisty, beautiful
river.
roads, and
Mhm.
we ended up in this lovely neighborhood. And sweet little dog. Well, he wasn't little, so.
And a kitty cat too.
And so it was a nice stay, lots of room, and we all kind of crashed in one room and had some
Knit.
wine and did some knitting after all of this.
Looked at all our stuff.
Yes, and we had gone out to dinner also, and that was an interesting experience. It was a very eclectic combination of foods, so it was.
Do you remember the name of it? I don't remember the
It
name
was
of
like
it.
the kitchen.
The kitchen post.
The kitchen
That's
post.
right, the kitchen post.
So it
And I think
was.
there are pictures of that too. in
Yes,
this.
Yeah,
we have
very
some
new
pictures
age.
of that.
Yeah. So interesting combinations
Really good
and
food.
Good food. And so we all crashed and got up the next morning, had a lovely breakfast,
Yep.
and
Headed on
was-
out.
I feel like when you're watching your shows, and all of a sudden, and then and that screen goes black. To be continued.
Right.
Because
There you go.
day one is in the books.
We're done.
There you go.
Yep.
So
So-
until next time,
We'll see you.
bye.